Hi, preschool. Do you recognize this insect from our story, our counting story the other day? Today, I would like you to sing a song with me. I'll get started, and I bet you can join in very quickly. It's also a counting song. One little, two little, three little dots, four little, five little, six little dots, seven little, eight little, nine little dots, 10 dots on our ladybug. Let's go backwards this time. Ready? 10 little, nine little, eight little spots, seven little, six little, five little dots, four little, three little, two little spots, one spot all alone. That was fun. I liked the way we got to start at 1 and count all the way to 10. And then we started 10 and counted all the way back till we had just one spot left. This week, remember, we are going to continue our talk about insects, but we're going to focus on ladybugs. The last story was a fun story about counting. Today, I would like to read you a nonfiction book about real things, real facts about ladybugs. Remember, you love it when I read those science books that have fun facts in them. Today's story doesn't have little boxes that say fun facts, but it is all true things about our friend the ladybug. Our title today, the name of our book, is Ladybugs. Red, fiery, and bright. Our story is written and illustrated by Mia Posada. Even though this is a nonfiction book, Mia Posada drew the pictures. Usually, when we have a nonfiction book, they're pictures that are taken with a camera. This one's a little bit different, though. Let's go ahead and read and see what we can learn about ladybugs. Little round beetles with red coats and black spots crawl through gardens and trees and on flowers in pots. See, there's some flowers in the pot, and there are the ladybugs. These are ladybugs. There's a great up close picture of a ladybug. How many spots? Let's count them. One, two, three, four, five, six. A crawling ladybug tickles your arm, but this little insect will cause you no harm. Ladybugs won't bite you. They're just gentle. They have an important job, though. Let's continue to read and find out their job. Ladybugs are busy searching for food to eat. Tiny green insects called aphids taste sweet. They don't taste sweet to us, but they taste very sweet to our ladybugs. Can you see little tiny bugs? Green ones. They almost blend right into the leaves and the stems. Those are called aphids. Aphids are not good for plants. A ladybug may flee in fear from a hungry bird landing near. There's the ladybug. But eating a ladybug is a waste to birds. They have a terrible taste. So if this bird were to eat the ladybug, it would taste terrible. Do you remember our puppet show about how insects hide in their environment, and then others protected themselves because they tasted terrible, like the monarch butterfly tasted terrible, and the bumblebee had the bright warning colors. Well, ladybugs have bright warning colors so that when a bird sees it, it won't try to eat it because it will taste terrible. When a female ladybug has eggs to be laid, she finds a safe place on a leaf in the shade. In 5 days, the yellow eggs will turn white. The hatching day is now within sight. These are her eggs. At first, they're yellow, but as the baby ladybug grows inside, they turn white. And when they're white, you know that they're ready to hatch. Tiny creatures climb out from the creamy white eggs. They have hairy gray bodies and long shiny legs. These are called larvae. Hungry larvae search for food right away. They can eat 100 aphids in one day. That's a fun fact. 100 of those tiny green insects. Each of these can eat. Oh, there's a great picture. There's one of those insects called an aphid, and there is the ladybug larva. They don't look much like ladybugs yet, do they? They're going to change, though, as they grow. Let's keep reading. A larva's skin cannot stretch, and since this is so, it must shed its old skin in order to grow. There's the gray skin, and out comes another kind of bug. It's the same bug, it just is another color. This is called molting, when the old skin comes off and out comes the new larva. It's called molting. Molting means to get rid of the old. Its skin splits apart. The larva wiggles free. Its new larger skin fits more comfortably. When a ladybug larva is almost full grown, it attaches itself to a plant or a stone. It molts one last time. The skin it outgrew. Remember, molt means the old skin comes off. When it emerges, it has become something new. It's called a pupa. It's no longer a larva. They go through different stages. First the egg, then the larva, and now it's called a pupa. The pupa is covered by a tough orange skin. It hides the changes taking place within. Its worm-like body is rounding out. Its coat becomes smooth. Tiny wings sprout. So see, it's long like a worm here, but its body is becoming rounder, more like the ladybug that we know. In 5 days, the pupa shell starts to crack. A beetle crawls out with no spots on its back. Hmm, I thought ladybugs had spots. Where could they be? Let's keep reading. I bet we'll find out. Soon black spots come into sight. The yellow coats turn to red, fiery and bright. The new ladybug spreads its wings out to dry. A few hours pass, and then it is able to fly. Look closely, boys and girls. The colorful red part with the spots isn't really its wings. It's just a protective part. Here underneath are the real wings. They're kind of clear colored. You can see through them. Its spotted wing covers move off to the side. It beats its wings and away it glides. See, these are called wing covers and they spread open, and there are the wings, the clear colored wings that they use to fly. The new ladybugs with red coats and black spots crawl through the gardens and trees and on flowers in pots. And that's where the story started, with those crawling ladybugs in the flower pots. Look here. Did you know that ladybugs don't all look the same? They're not all red with black spots. Ladybugs can come in all sorts of colors. Here's a orangey red one. Here's a yellow one. Here's a red one, but it has much bigger spots. Look at this interesting one. It's black with two red spots. And here's one that is gray. And there's the ladybug that we're used to seeing. And here's a great picture of our friend, the ladybug. Let's count the legs and make sure it's a real insect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, a ladybug is a true insect. It has 6 legs. Here is its head. That's one part. Here is the middle. That's 2 parts. And then here is the big part at the back. 3 body parts. It has 2 antennae. And here they're very difficult to see, but it also has 2 eyes. Ladybugs are true insects. We learned some interesting things about ladybugs in that book. Really true facts. Remember, our story is called nonfiction. That means the things are true. Nobody made this story up. That was very interesting. I hope you learned some fun things about ladybugs. But of course, I have a challenge for you. Today's challenge is kind of a fun one. It's an art project that you could do at home. You're going to use your hand today to make a ladybug. I don't want you to draw or color or paint right on your hand, but you're going to use the shape of your hand. When it's finished, your ladybug will look like this. See, here's my handprint. Mrs. Becker's going to show you one step at a time what you're going to do to make this ladybug. First, let me tell you what you're going to need. Just a few things. You're going to need some drawing paper. You're going to need a red crayon and a black crayon. And that's all you need. 3 things. Drawing paper, a red crayon, and a black crayon. You could use marker if you choose to. All right, are you ready? First, You're going to trace, whoops, this side. You're going to put your hand on the paper and trace around it. Use a red crayon. If this is difficult for you, you could ask a grown-up or maybe a big brother or sister to help you do that. After you trace your hand, turn it upside down and draw a line connecting the two sides of your hands. Okay, so that is step number 1. Trace around your hand with a red crayon and turn it upside down. Okay, then the second part, step number 2, is to take a black crayon and draw a black bump. That will be your ladybug's head. All right. Step number 3 is to use that black crayon to draw 2 eyes and 2 antennae. It's starting to look like a ladybug. Now, step number 4 is to color in the hand red and the head black. And finally, step number 5 is to draw a line right down the middle so that it looks like the two sides of his body, and then add spots with your black crayon. I chose to add many spots, but you can do as many as you choose. Maybe you want to do a different colored ladybug. Remember in our nonfiction book, it told us you could have a yellow ladybug, you could have an orangey ladybug. Maybe you're going to choose to do a black ladybug or a gray ladybug. It's up to you, boys and girls. This is your art project. And we know that whenever you do a project in art, it's how you want it to look. That's part of being an artist, is to make it look the way you want it to look. I would love to see your ladybugs when they're finished. You could ask your grown-ups to take a picture and email them to me, or you can bring them to our next Zoom meeting so that I can see what they look like, and that could be your share. All right, until we meet again, boys and girls, I had fun learning about ladybugs. See you next time.